We are recording. Hey, hello Phoebe. Welcome. Thank you for joining me live. Had just come out of a beautiful shower. And I wanted to share something with you quickly before I started too. How incredible. Oh, I'm waiting the kids' Mother's Day cards here. Hang on. James, can I just get you to take these for me, please? My smoothie's gonna wet them. Okay, start that again. Okay, so a lot of people don't realize that doTERRA's got more than just oils too. So what I'm really loving at the moment is the Virage collection. So the Virage collection comes in a pack, or it comes individually, and it's got your moisturizer, it's got your cleanser, and it's got your toner. It also comes with a beautiful Soluble face serum as well. I don't use that through summer because it's too much for my skin. It makes me too oily. But through winter, it's really beautiful. We've also had really great results with the Mira's Eczema using that as well, because it's got all those beautiful healing high vibe oils that are in the Soluble blend. So rose, frankincense, what else is in there? Myrrh, I think. I can't remember what else it is off the top of my head because I don't have the bottle here with me. But the other one I've been using, because I've been wanting a scrub, because every now and then I feel like I need to have a scrub and a bit of a deeper clean. So I've been using the invigorating scrub as well from the Essential Care collection. And it's really, really awesome. It just makes your face feel fresh, and well, it's invigorating scrub, so you feel invigorated. It's really, really nice, and it's been making a really big difference in my skin as well. The last couple of years I wasn't really looking after it very well. One, we were in the camper trailer, so routines were thrown out the door. Mummy's on a cold, darling. Yes, you're cheeky. And yeah, so coming back into it, just a general skincare routine every time I have a shower, doing the cleanse. Once a week I do the scrub, then toning and moisturizing. So it's making a really big difference, and it's making me feel a lot better, having a lot less breakouts hormonally as well. So that's really cool. So what I really wanted to talk about today, and stuff that's really coming up for so many people at the moment, is how they're feeling about themselves and their self-worth, and worrying about what other people think, and just being, I guess, holding back from being themselves and allowing themselves to come into just being who they actually are, fully and completely, because our society views, or not so much views, but conditioning plays such a big role in how we present ourselves to the world. Myself, as having the autism diagnosis last year, this has been something that I've really struggled with too, because a big part of that is hiding your identity and molding into who you're around and the people that you're around. So you hide parts of yourself. Often within that, for a female, you also pull parts of people that you're around into yourself. It wasn't so much something that I did, but I definitely hid parts of myself. So it's like I'm on a self-identification journey again over the last 12 months. So that was something else that stopped me showing up. I just went into a space where I just didn't know who I was anymore. I wasn't coping. And as you probably may have, those of you who were quite active in the group and within coming to oil classes and stuff like that, I stopped showing up. I might share some of the doTERRA stuff every now and then, but I wasn't showing up. And I wasn't showing up for myself or my family properly either. So the root of those obviously goes a lot deeper, and that's a lot of personal development work that you have to go into yourself and allow yourself to go there, into looking into why and how to you know, remove those blocks and overcome those limiting beliefs as well. So just as a thing to add on to that, some of the tools that I've used, obviously the oils play a huge part in that. There's so many that help to lift your vibration, to lift your self-worth, and allow you to see your own magnificence, essentially. One that I really do love for that last part is actually Whisper. It's beautiful, and the oil of femininity, basically. So as a woman and as our women's wellness blend women's wellness month theme for this month, Whisper is beautiful, and it's powerful in how you feel. I actually call it the goddess blend as well, because it just makes you feel your own power and realize it, and be in that place. So lots of oils that can help around those sorts of things. But I'm not going to go into that part of it today. But what I do want to talk on, because it plays a big part in this as well, is sleep, stress, and self-care. As women, as mothers, often these are a couple of the biggest areas that impact our lives, because we are, you know, constantly bombarded with everything. Stress is about money, stress is about the kids, stress is about whatever it is. There's always stress there. We can manage that though, and we can find ways of coping with that better within ourselves, so it doesn't affect our health so much. Because when we stay in a state of stress, a state of you know, your flight or fight. I just need to turn my fan on. Hang on a sec. Sorry, I just need to plug the fan in. It wasn't plugged in. Need some airflow. Jam shut windows on me too, because there was someone making grinder noise or something. Yeah, so when we stay in a place of stress and we don't allow that to come but then go, we keep ourselves in flight or fight state, and that's not good for our body, and it depletes our adrenals. It you know, impacts our mental health as well. Nothing functions properly when we stay in a state of stress. So it's really important to be managing that. And our sleep, obviously, you know, mothers tend to not get enough sleep, even the men, okay, but we're not so much focusing on the men. I think I'm going to get James to help focus on that next month. We'll see. See if he's ready to step into that. But sleep is huge in how we cope with day-to-day life, how we cope with stress, how our body heals. So, you know, we're coming into the cold and flu season, okay? I don't know how that's actually going to go this year with the you know, restrictions and social distancing. Maybe the flu season won't be so bad this year. That's all a different topic. But anyway, so yeah, being able to cope when our body is fighting something, we need to sleep. We need to reduce our stress. We need to look after ourselves. So we need to be practicing self-care. And self-care doesn't have to look like, you know, spending an hour doing yoga and going and getting a massage and, you know, all these things that take a lot of time, because we don't have hours to give to ourselves as parents. Every now and then, yep, we need to do that. We do need to give ourselves out a couple of hours to ourselves when we can. Doesn't always happen. But if you've got a partner that can support you in at least getting that, and then you support that for them to get that, that's really powerful too. Again, at the moment, restrictions, like even parks been closed. That used to be James would take the kids to the park for an hour and I'd get time to myself. So right now it's hard, but we can still find ways to do that. And it's important to do that. So I want to ask a couple of questions, and Phoebe, because you're on with me live, if you're available, feel free to put it into the chat, or you can unmute yourself and add it in as well. But how, or don't, if you're not available to, you don't have to either. But I want you to think about and rate yourself in these 3 areas right now. From 1 to 10, how are you coping with stress? How are you sleeping? Your quality of sleep? Not so much time, but the quality of sleep. Are you getting good quality, deep, healing sleep? And your self-care. Are you taking time to look after yourself, to nourish yourself, to fill your cup? So yeah, just rating yourself 1 to 10. If you want to share it, feel free. If you're watching the recording, feel free to share that into the comments as well. And then how do you actually prioritize these things and the management of these things in your life? Do you make them a priority? For yourself, this can be for your family as well, but right now we're talking about for yourself. Do you prioritize them for yourself? We often will prioritize, you know, looking after the kids properly, making sure they're sleeping, getting enough sleep, going to bed early enough, things like that, making sure that all their needs are met. We need to meet our own as well, or we can't give. We have nothing left to give. Do you take a proactive approach to your wellness and your family's wellness? Okay, Phoebe, do you mind me sharing that out loud, because the chat doesn't go into the recording? Are you happy for me to share that, or you just want to keep that quiet?
Yeah, no, go for it.
Okay, awesome. So Phoebe has rated herself in stress as 8, so that's really awesome. That is, you know, you're managing that pretty well. That's really well done. And considering that you are a very busy family and you have lots of children, that is incredible. Well done. Sleep is 3. Yep. Is that also because of Bub feeding through the night and stuff like that?
Both her and Lockie.
Yeah, yeah, that makes it tricky, definitely. Are you able to get help there or not really?
Not really, because it's only me that they want.
Yes, I know that feeling. Yeah, so, you know, supporting them the best that you can, and then supporting yourself, and then taking it easy on yourself as well, when the young children are making that hard to prioritize that, obviously. And then looking after yourself is getting better, probably a 5, and that's awesome as well. That's great that you're taking time to start prioritizing that as well. It's not easy. We're not really conditioned to actually allow that time for ourselves, are we? We've always got to be busy.
No.
Yeah, so well done. Thank you so much for sharing. Is there anything else you want to add to that?
No.
No? Okay. I'll keep going. So some of the tools, and Phoebe, you might be using some of them already, I'm not sure, but doTERRA in itself, without having to call on outside help and putting money into other areas as well, like coaching or retreats and things like that, where they're incredible and they have their place, but they're not always possible. And so the tools that you can have on hand just in your home without having to go and see a a practitioner to get different things or whatever, without having to spend the extra money, and you can implement them into your daily life really easily. And when it comes to the oils, they're obviously versatile, so they can be used for more than just this as well. So I'm going to touch on wellness as well, because that comes into all of it. But biggest game changer for us has actually been these, if I can get them up, 3 bottles here. They have been absolutely a game changer for everything. And Phoebe, I'm just going to pop you on mute again. If you want to unmute, feel free, that's fine, just so we don't have the background noise. So this is the Lifelong Vitality Pack. okay? First thing I want to say is a lot of people look at the price point, right? Because as members, it's $115. That's a 1 month supply in those 3 bottles. So you take 2 of each twice a day for that 1 month supply. What I want to do is break that down for you. So that's actually broken down to a daily cost is $3.85. So it's under $4 a day. It is $26.85 a week. So under $27 for a week to support your body with these. I'm going to go into what they actually do. You can choose to, and this is what James and I have been doing because we both take it. We take a half dose. So that's still a 1 month supply for us. We are just about to go into committing to doing the full dose both each. So we will just make that fit into our budget because they make such a difference. They are whole food based, okay, and they are bioavailable. So that actually means our body, it's in a form that our body is ready to actually absorb. So you know when you take vitamins, particularly a vitamin B, and you have that fluoro yellow wee when you go to the toilet, that's actually essentially you just flushing that money that you spent on that down the toilet. Okay, your body's not absorbing it. And the difference with these is your body is absorbing it and it is actually supporting your body systems. So the really cool thing is these are TGA approved. So I can talk about the claims of these, which is exciting. So another reason they're important is we might, you know, even if we have the best diet we possibly can, so we eat organic, we eat whole foods, we eat clean, okay? We don't ever eat anything bad. These are still going to fill gaps in your nutritional, what you're getting in nutritionally, because fruit and veg just aren't as full of nutrition as they used to be because our soils are so depleted. And our soils, even on organic farms, you know, they've got to get them to a certain point to be called organic, but they've still probably had, you know, not enough nutrients put back in, or they've had chemicals used in that in the past. So that kills a lot of the nutrients and the, I guess, biodynamic environment of the soil as well. So you're getting all the, you know, bacteria and things like that from the soil. I'm gonna quickly jump into a screen share into the doTERRA Australia website. Share. There we go. Because, oh, I should have left it open on that. Sorry. Okay, first what I'm going to talk about is the MicroPlex. I can hold my bottle up. So that's this one. This is all available for you to go and have a look at too. So they go pretty deep because we can, because they are TGA approved. So you can see the price of that one alone at wholesale is $63. So when we buy them in the pack, it brings the cost down quite a bit because they're actually designed to work together as well as a whole. They support our body as a whole, the 3 bottles together. So essentially the MicroPlex VMZ is your food nutrient formula. Okay, it's got your vitamins and your minerals. So it's got 22 essential vitamins and minerals in it. And essential vitamins and minerals means our body can't actually produce those on its own. We can only get them from our diet or from supplements. And basically the difference between a supplement and just vitamins is the supplements provide more than just vitamins and minerals. Okay, but this one, never find it. But this particular one has got, this is your vitamin complex essentially, but it's a food nutrient complex as well. So yeah, those essential vitamins and minerals cannot be produced by our body if we're not putting it in. It's really high in vitamin C's and E to assist with protecting our cells from free radical damage. damaged cells are definitely something we don't want. This is a claim I can't make, but we know what damaged cells lead to, right? So protecting our cells from that sort of damage and having a healthy cell life cycle is really important to our overall health and our longevity as well. Okay, so they're called lifelong vitality because it's helping your body be its very best lifelong, essentially. It's got vitamin D's and E to, I've missed B's, but to support a healthy heart. So it helps support the cardiovascular system as well. The vitamin B's are in there as well for energy, for dealing with stress. You've got a balanced blend of calcium and magnesium, zinc, selenium, copper, magnesium, and cryo. Probably not quite how I say it. I can't remember how to say it. And then it's also got other stuff in there as well for supporting bone health. It's digestive health support. It's got literally supports pretty much every part of your body. Okay, and then when it's added in with the other two, it really works too. Just going to see what else is there. But this is all available for you to go and have a look at on the doTERRA Australia website. The US website will have different claims in there for what they're allowed to say with the FDA. It has also got the tummy tamer in here as well, of peppermint, ginger, and caraway. So that's really important too, because a lot of people get an upset tummy when they take vitamins too. So it helps you to be able to take them better. It also helps to protect the actual blend longer as well, so it doesn't oxidize and break down. And I'm just going to go back here. And Alpha CRS is up next. So this one is our cellular energy complex. This basically helps our cells to make more energy. So it's a bit like an energy boost without caffeine, okay? And obviously much more beneficial to our body. It doesn't deplete us of our nutrients. Actually, I just want to go back to the micro VMZ for a minute. An example of the essential nutrients and how important that is. Our body can't produce them, and something like potassium, to get the amount of potassium that we need for one day is actually 14 bananas in one day. Okay, so everyone knows that bananas are high in potassium. Potassium is actually really important for women's health as well. But 14 bananas, or you can take your supplements to fill in those gaps where you're missing it, okay? I'm not saying just, obviously, supplements are never just what you need. You need to be having a great diet as well. These are filling in those gaps, okay? So back to Alpha CRS. You can see the price of this one, $111. This has got a lot of herbs. My upline Tess is a naturopath, and she loves this. Okay, she actually loves all three, but she loves this one for the herb complex that's in it. It's got, yeah, so much stuff in there. You can have a look in. And if you go right down to the bottom of this as well, no, it's not there. Where is, oh, it might be in the download. So if you go to the download, it brings up the full product information too, and goes into the ingredients as well, if you're wanting to have a look in them and you don't have it yet. Okay, so you can see the long list on this one. Essentially, it has got digestive enzymes. It helps support the liver function, so detoxing and just functioning properly. It provides antioxidants to help protect our cells against oxidative damage as well. So again, we're protecting the cells from damage that leads to something I can't say. And again, helps the cell to have that healthy cell life cycle. Okay, so, and the longevity of the cells as well. What else have we got in here that's not in my notes? Again, your tummy tamer blends in there, so your tummy doesn't get upset from taking them. It helps support a healthy immune system, heart health. the energy of the cells. We've said that one. It actually helps the production in the mitochondria as well. So the mitochondria is essentially, how do I describe that?
They are like the powerhouse.
Yeah, essentially like the thing that fuels the cell. Okay, yeah, so pretty much like what runs the cell. I think that's it. But yeah, pop in there and have a look at the ingredients and all that sort of stuff too. They do contain soy, apparently. Now, they are technically gluten and wheat free. They do have a fermentation process that they do go through that does involve wheat, but there's no trace of that left at the end. If that makes sense. Okay, so now on to the Exio Omegas, which is our essential oil omega complex. So it's a source of omega-3 fatty acids, your EPA and your DHA, if you're familiar with them. And essentially what it provides is the fatty acids that our brain needs to maintain its cognitive function and health. So if we take a bit of the statistics there, when we're 20 years old, we've got 70% of the fatty acids in our brain that we need. By 70, it's 20%. Okay, so our body cannot produce this on its own. Women, when we have had babies, our babies suck it out of us. That's what baby brain is. So baby brain, mum brain, whatever, it is a thing, and it's because they're sucking those things that we need for our brain to be healthy. They take it, so their brain's healthy. So if we're not replacing that, we just crash in our mental and cognitive functioning. Okay, brain fog. This is your answer. Okay, this is going to help you provide those fatty amino acids for our brain so our brain can function properly. Also really important for our cardiovascular system as well. So I'm just going to roll down here. Again, the wholesale price $79. So buying the pack of them together, it's just, yeah, it makes it so much cheaper. Okay, so the fish oils help support the heart health. It's also really helpful for the absorption of calcium and phosphorus as well for our development and maintenance of our bone health. Women tend to have bones that degenerate faster than men, so we need to be supporting that a lot more. And that could, you know, probably be because when we have babies, they take all these nutrients that we can't produce ourselves. So if we don't look after ourselves properly, we're not replacing them. Again, these ones support our immune function and our eye health as well. I think that's pretty much about it. And then combine all three together, and it's just an overall nervous system too, is one that I missed. But again, jump in there, go down to the download, and that's going to give you the ingredients. So if you're wanting to look at that ingredients list that's on the back, pretty long ingredients list, then you can do that too. I'm just going to stop that screen share. Yes, you absolutely can take it, Breastfeeding Phoebe. Sorry, I couldn't see your chat while I was on screen share. So an example of that, breastfeeding. So we ran out of these when I think Malia was maybe 4 weeks old or something like that. And obviously I didn't have them with the other two, and my brain function wasn't good. But yeah, so we ran out of them, and I was just putting off doing an order, new baby, forgetting, and then they were actually out of stock for a little bit as well. So I think we went about 4 or 6 weeks or something without them.
Yeah, it was torture.
You heard that? James just said it's torture. My mum wouldn't even have a conversation with me on the phone towards the end of that because I couldn't keep a conversation with her. I just kept forgetting where I was at. You know, just having a baby, sleep deprived, breastfeeding, all of this stuff is taking out, and if you're not putting it back in, you notice when you stop taking these. But yeah, then they finally arrived, and literally by the afternoon, my head just cleared. It just started clearing. That fog lifted. And then obviously, you know, after a couple of days of taking it, I felt so much better. I could remember what the hell I was talking about. I was even at the point where I would keep my phone with me to make a note of what I had to remember or what I wanted to even text James or something like that. And then by the time I unlocked the phone, I couldn't remember what I was trying to put in there. So it was terrible. My mum's like, I can't talk to you. You're not having a conversation with me. She was getting frustrated. And I guess I was too, because I couldn't remember what I was saying. I just go blank. So yeah, they are safe for breastfeeding. I took them through pregnancy as well. And I checked with Tess, who is that naturopath I mentioned before, and checked in with her, and she said, yeah, they're totally fine. And when you look at the amounts of stuff in the pregnancy, vitamins and stuff like that too, these far either meet that or, you know, exceed that in areas that you want more in there. So yeah, not to dangerous levels or anything like that, but they have that everything in there that you need. Unless you've got any particular, you know, health conditions or anything like that. If you're healthy and Bub's healthy, then there shouldn't be anything wrong with it. It obviously probably says on here, if you're pregnant breastfeeding, to see a healthcare professional. Actually, I don't know if it does. Most things usually do. It actually doesn't on any of them. But, you know, if you've got any conditions or anything like that, then it's always a good idea to check. But yeah, they have been an absolute game changer for us. If you're doing a US order, there are other supplements there too that are really awesome. I'm really hoping with Convention, we have some more come through. I have my fingers crossed for the adaptive range to come to Australia, including the supplements, because holy frigging moly, they are incredible. I don't have any at the moment, but the way I handle stress, the way I handle overwhelm when I do take them is incredible. And my personal meltdowns that I was experiencing, even things like self-doubt and stuff like that, it was a lot less when we have them. We're out at the moment and I'm holding off, trying, hopefully they come to Australia and we don't have to pay the terrible difference in price between the US and Australia at the moment. Okay, so what else I wanted to talk about was the sleep. So sleep, we obviously do know that the oils help, but do we use them for ourselves is a big one. So a couple of oils that I really love, and I'm actually going to, this afternoon, scheduling in a class specifically on sleep. So yeah, keep an eye out for that too. That one will basically cover the stuff that's in the Bedtime Bliss kit. So wellness box. So we've got that available too if you're wanting sleep support. But some really great ones. These are more of the grounding ones, but also helping switch off the mind. We've obviously got balance. Copaiba. Copaiba is really great for shutting off the mind and just bringing your body into a restful state. Frankincense. Frankincense is good for everything. We know that. Sorry, the light's really bad on that. So Frank. I like to just, obviously with the lid off, but I put my thumb on the top of the bottle and I tip it up. So it's not a full drop. And I just put it on the roof of my mouth before going to bed after I've brushed my teeth, so I'm not brushing it away. And it doesn't taste too bad. And I sleep so well and so deeply when I do that. I definitely know that I get a really restful night's sleep when I do it. I actually have a little bit more trouble. I still wake up, but I have a little bit more trouble waking up to the kids if they wake up. It's more like I can hear you, but my body just doesn't want to move. I just want to stay asleep. I think that's what I've got out here. So they're sort of your main ones for really just helping your body relax. Frank and Copaiba also for the mind. Really big one for the mind is Lavender Peace or Serenity. My bottle's the US one. I think it was a freebie. I don't normally buy it from the US. I normally buy it from here. So Serenity or Lavender Peace. Okay, Lavender Peace is our Australian name. Also from the US, they do have Serenity capsules. The capsules are pretty amazing. If you have a lot of trouble sleeping, I know people use it for jet lag and things like that as well. But you took them for a bit too, hey?
What's that?
The Serenity capsules.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, I didn't take them too much because Malia was only a little baby when we actually had them. And I didn't want to sleep that well while having to wake up to a newborn. So this one's really great for calming anger, calming your busy mind. And as soon as we're talking about women's health as well, you can add something like clary sage to this one and it becomes a really good hormone support as well. I'd probably even add geranium too. So it's a blend of lavender, cedarwood, hoewood, ylang-ylang, marjoram, Roman chamomile, vetiver, vanilla, so it smells even more amazing, and Hawaiian sandalwood. So beautiful, restful, calming, sedative oils if you want to actually look at their chemistry properties. So yeah, that's a really great one to add in. Pop it on the diffuser, make a mister spray to spray your pillow. You could put a drop on your pillow. It is a little bit stronger, so probably on the underside of your pillow is generally where I tend to drop it, particularly for the one that just walked past because she's got a very sensitive nose. And sleeping with that at her nose is a bit too strong. Peace is another one. So Peace is a really great one. That's from the Emotional Aromatherapy kit. You can get that in the Touch roller bottle as well. So Peace is a beautiful one for winding down, relaxing, having a beautiful restful night's sleep, helping the mind shut off. So there's some really beautiful ones. And obviously when you look at something like frankincense, when we're looking at overall wellness, the way this one supports our body, we want that one all over our body. So aromatic dressings is another way of doing it. And that would be essentially coating every cell in your body with frankincense. Yeah, aromatic dressings is really great. I don't think I have a bowl up here, but essentially a little ceramic bowl or a little glass bowl, 5 to 6 drops of your chosen oils for rest. A nice blend even is frankincense, lavender. I think I had lavender there and didn't speak about that. Lavender, obviously, for sleep. Frankincense, lavender, wild orange. Wild orange, even though it's a citrus and it's uplifting and we use that for during the day when we want to feel a little bit more awake and enlivened. Sorry, I have gone over time. And now let's train of thought. It is actually also really great for helping calm our nervous system down. So combining that with frankincense and lavender is obviously going to pull those properties of it up, okay? So great one to lather yourself in as well, or any of those oils that I just mentioned. Plus you got some others, geranium, clary sage is great, sandalwood if you've got it. James sort of hoards his to himself. That's all right, I hoard some to myself too. Yeah, all those sorts of ones, a few drops, about 5 to 6 drops in a good squirt of coconut oil, and you rub it all over your body. Your aromatic dressing technique is essentially circular motions from your feet upwards, because that's helping the lymphatic system as well. And yeah, that's a really beautiful way of helping your body wind down to sleep. So I also wanted to touch on self-care, because we don't do enough of that. So self-care doesn't, like I mentioned in the beginning, it actually I'll touch back on the adaptive range for stress, because that's really incredible for stress. Hopefully coming to Australia, but there's a touch roller bottle, there's a bottle of oil, and then you've got the supplements as well, the capsules. Capsules are incredibly mind-blowingly amazing. Meditation as well for your stress. Okay, that's also going to help you sleep. It doesn't have to be an hour-long meditation. You can do a 5-10 minute step yourself through it. You can use apps, you can use YouTube. Apps that we like to use is Headspace or Calm. At the moment, we've still got the free versions of those. But if you download those and give them a try, James has been putting that on for the kids at night as well, and they're going to sleep much, much easier. I still have to lay with Malia, but it's helping the other two, so it makes bedtime a little less stressful. Yeah, and hopefully with the adaptive range, when it does come to Australia, because it is coming. I want it to come. It's coming. doTERRA has also now got an app that is a meditation-based app, but it's also it gives biofeedback based on your voice patterns and things like that. So it actually, you can physically track the progress in your, stress levels and things like that with this app. So it's out in the US. We can't get it in Australia yet. I'm hoping it comes as well. I was really hoping that we could buy it because it's just an app, but we'll see. It's only literally brand new a couple of weeks ago, so hopefully we get that soon too. So self-care, it can be as simple as using your oils every single day. Use them in the morning, as simple as putting Balance on, or something else that's going to help you cope with the stresses of the day. I used to apply this probably like 15 times a day when I very first started using the oils. If you saw my post the other night, just as the reflection of our journey since having the oils, the place that I was in, how overwhelmed I was by every single thing in my life, from brushing the kids' teeth. I'd have a panic attack about brushing the kids' teeth for a number of different reasons, because of their sensory stuff, which we now know about. They would have meltdowns over brushing their teeth. Amira would have a meltdown about a drop of water getting on her foot from her toothbrush or something like that. So my anxiety levels around that, because of their reactions to it as well, I'd have a panic attack about it, which probably didn't help them either. But so to begin with, Balance and Lavender Peace or Serenity were used so many times throughout the day. And Elevation as well. I don't think I have that over here, but Elevation is one for bringing in the more joyfulness, so helping lift your spirits, helping lift that mood and pulling you out of dark places. Then these, calming anxious feelings, overwhelm, keeping you balanced so that you're not getting overwhelmed and anxious as much. Okay, so using these daily. The mood management kit is amazing. Citrus Bliss is one of my favorite ones. It actually seems to be my oil this month, oil of creativity, and that's the sort of mode that I'm in right now. Creating so much, pulling in so much. So, and then Elevation, which is away in my box, but that is your mood management kit. This one will help lift your spirits again as well, but in a different way to Elevation. The joy, it's a fun blend, brings back in some fun and creativity and fires you up to just love life, essentially. Okay, so those 4 oils together are incredible. So if you want it to be simple, keep those 4 out. Use them proactively, not reactively. So starting your day with Balance is going to be a proactive way of self-care and looking after yourself, managing your stress and managing your sleep, because when you manage yourself right from the start of the day, going to bed at night is much, much easier. Getting a good restful sleep. Phoebe, even for you with getting broken sleep, if you can get good quality sleep in those sleep periods that you get throughout the night, you're going to feel so much better. So Balance in the morning, on the bottoms of feet, on your chest, smell it, in your hands, inhale it. Then throughout the day, you can actually combine them together too. So throughout the day, actually these two together, Citrus Bliss and Balance, is known as Monster Juice or Ditch the Witch, or it's got so many different blend names to go together. Yes, Ditch the Witch is what it's called. Is that what you're laughing at? So really helps the mood, balance and uplifting it, okay? Afternoons, same thing. Pop Balance in with something like Citrus Bliss or your Elevation. They're really powerful together as well. Elevation was actually one of my favorite oils to use as a perfume in the beginning too, and it was obviously something that really helped. You could just do Citrus Bliss. You can do like a room spritz around with Citrus Bliss to help lift everyone's spirits and the atmosphere in the room. You can do so that diffuser in the afternoon, or rolling it on as well, to help calm back down for the afternoon with Balance. And then at nighttime, as you're getting ready for bed, 20 minutes or so before bed's a really great time to start diffusing this lavender piece. You can combine them together as well, Balance and lavender piece. You could pull in different ones as well, so you might want to add Frank in or something like that. And that's really going to help set a really good routine throughout the day without it being difficult and something big to stick to. A few drops in your diffuser in the morning of Citrus Bliss and Balance, whatever you're needing, Elevation. You might want to do Peace, you might want to do Cheer, you might want to do so many different combinations. You know, frankincense and wild orange, or, you know, something like that in the diffuser. Balance on the bottom of your feet. That's your morning routine with your oils. Maybe you want to add clary sage in for the hormone support or something like that as well. But as a simple way of managing stress, having better sleep, just a simple self-care routine, Balance on the feet, put your diffuser on, have it going throughout the day. If you're at work, have it going at work. If the kids need something different and they sort of spend most of their time in a certain area, then have something on for them that keeps them balanced but happy. You don't want them, some kids, wild orange will send them over the roof, but for other kids it helps calm them down, calms their nervous system down. So it depends on what works for your kids and yourself. And then going through that routine again of, in the afternoon, I'll have something on, add something that's going to bring the mood back down and calm everyone down. So we can start winding down from our busy day. And, you know, with schoolwork, schooling at home at the moment, obviously, you know, stress levels go up with that for everyone because it's different. And then your nighttime diffuser, your nighttime, do an aromatic dressing after your shower, or just, you know, pop them on around up here behind your ears, so it's helping your body calm back down. Really simple to just do that. The other simple thing to add into your self-care routine is to add your supplements in. Okay, 2 morning, 2 night, or if you want to do a half dose, 1 morning, 1 night of each of them, or you could do 2 in the morning instead of doing them at the night if it's easier. I know I remember taking supplements with breakfast more than dinner. Then the other things you can add in that's not necessarily oil related, but use your oils with it, is take time out for something that you absolutely love. What is something that makes your heart sing? What fills your cup? Make time for that every single day if you can. Something. It might be reading. You might want to journal. You might want to add in meditation, working from a couple of minutes to maybe 15, 20 minutes. Make that part of your nighttime routine or your morning routine if you get up before the kids, or bring the kids into that as well because they can benefit from it. Sing, dance, draw, paint. What is it that actually really lights you up and fills your cup? Because when you fill that cup and you prioritize time for those activities that do that, you have more to give to everyone. But you don't have to try and prioritize really big chunks of time because that can be really hard. It can be 15, 20 minutes. Half an hour to an hour is great and you feel amazing after it, but sometimes it's not always possible. So 15, 20 minutes, make that a priority every day. Spend time reading, spend time drawing, painting, whatever it is. Going to read my notes, make sure I haven't got anything. Yeah, so really take that time to support, to nourish, to pour love into yourself. Use your oils, dive into the parts of yourself that you're not sure, maybe you're not sure what you need to work on or what you need to release. Use your oils and feel into what you need. So if you go to your oil box and something as like catches your eye straight away, use it, whether you like the smell of it or not. Sometimes, most importantly, if you don't like the smell of it, use it. Add it with something else that you do like the smell of, but use it. So we really use our oils intuitively all the time. James does it too. We walk to the box and go, okay, what do we need? Simple as that. What do we need? I don't think about it too much. Or if my intention when I go to the oil box might be, fuck, everyone's losing their shit. What do I need? And so that's what comes to me, okay? I don't need to know what the oils do to do that. Trust, okay? You do have your tools though, like your Essential Emotions book. Yes, I've been using the oils for several years in your Modern Essentials book, but I should read them more. You know, and I've done a little bit of study in them as well, but I don't call on that when I go to my oil box when I need something or I want to choose oils for the day. I ask, what do I need? And it comes. What else? So if you can do that yourself, that's awesome. Sometimes it's hard to do that and to find that, and even to be able to see your light and what you have inside of you that is incredible. It can be really hard to see yourself. It can be really hard to allow yourself to see that. So if you need help, reach out for support to whoever that is that it needs to be. Please know that I am here for that as well. I'm not perfect by any means at all, though I can often be much better at helping other people than I can be helping myself, which we all can be. But I have gotten much, much better at looking after myself. Last year, like I said, I wasn't, and I fell back and I stopped showing up for myself as much as everyone else. So if reaching out to me resonates with you, then that I would love to support you and help you step back into your own power, to step away from stress and overwhelm and to start sleeping better, to start supporting yourself and looking after yourself better, and allowing healing to take place there, okay? Because I absolutely love and care about every single one of you that are here on this journey. And I want to see you thrive more than anything. And that's what I'm here for. That's what I do this for. Okay. I think that's it. I'll leave it at that. I've gone for an hour nearly. It was only meant to be half an hour. But anyway, I hope it was helpful. I'm going to stop the recording.